Hello, Ed. This is Jeff, the garage guy. Just getting back to you with some pricing for your garage. Also, attached to this email, there's going to be a version of what you're looking at here on the screen with my price on it. And I just want to go over each item on the list just to show you what I have in mind here in a little more detail. The first item on the list says spot prime and paint garage walls and ceiling. Trim not included. After the drywall guy comes in and repairs the drywall, he's going to have it ready for paint. What I'm going to have to do is prime all the areas that he has repaired so it'll take paint better, and then just paint the entire garage white, ceilings, walls, everywhere, except we're going to cover it with the gray stuff on the bottom. So we'll paint the entire garage white and spot prime where needed. The trim not included, what that means, and we may have to make a change if you want, is that I just made the assumption that the trim is in good shape. Could be a bad assumption. I honestly, I don't remember, so I apologize for that. But if the trim's in good shape, we're just going to paint the walls and the ceiling, and it should look fantastic. A lot of times on trim, it helps just to wipe it down with a soapy sponge and get a new look out of it. Shine it up, make it look new again. But if it needs painting, just let me know, and I can amend this thing to account for that. The second item on the list, store wall pinstripe with painted accent trim. So that is this pinstripe up here. You're going to be able to hang whatever you want, wherever you want, along the entire garage perimeter of the walls, except for where the window is, of course, and the door and cabinets. Now, I just want to note one thing on this. I don't know the gauge of the metal steel framing you have. If you want to hang a bike on this store wall, we may have to put in a few anchors that go through the stud and grab onto the back side of that stud. This store wall will hold a lot of weight as is, screwed into your metal studs, but bikes have a lot of leverage. There's a lot of torque that would be put on the store wall because they sit so far away from the wall. So as of right now, the store wall may or may not be able to handle something with that much torque or leverage on it. So if you're going to hang a bike up there, we need to just investigate and talk our way through that as we go. If we're going to do it in a specific location and I have to add a couple of anchors, there's clearly not going to be a cost associated to that. I just tough it out and make it right. But like I said, the store wall will be very strong unless you put a bunch of torque on it. So just keep that in mind. The next item on the list is remove and replace brown store wall with gray. So the store wall on the side of your cabinet here is currently brown. Over the workbench is brown. What I want to do is remove that store wall. And I would like to keep, I gave a credit for me to keep that store wall. It's not something I can resell, but I have a room in my shop where I installed wood walls so I can screw any little piece of store wall anywhere, and I've been lining those walls with scrap pieces of store wall as I do jobs and get scraps. So I'd like to recycle that and use it in my shop room. So my pricing does reflect me keeping that brown store wall. If I gave $80 for it, I thought that was a fair price for a store wall that had holes in it that I can't really reuse. So that's what I did there. I think that'll really look good. We obviously got to get rid of that brown or it's not going to tie in with the rest of the garage. So the next item down on the list is the FRP wainscot. That is this plastic FRP fiberglass reinforced plastic. I'm going to get it in gray, and we're going to line the entire walls with it. Like I said before, there's some concrete protruding out. The FRP would end at the concrete, and the concrete would be painted to match. It's going to be all, it's going to have all the proper pieces of trim put in real nice and make it real nice and watertight, and silicone, or I guess we can't silicone, but right down to the floor. It'll look real sharp. The next item on the list is the painted chair rail. That's this gray piece of top trim above the FRP. I'm going to paint that the same color I paint the top and bottom accent trim on the store wall pinstripe. So that'll give you a really neat, complete look of a garage that I think would really fit the architecture of your house quite well. The next item on the list is to cut down cabinet doors and add aluminum extruded handles. So I'm going to take your cabinet doors one at a time. I'm going to take it off of the cabinet. I'm going to run it through my saw to take I think 1 1/4 inches off of the width of the door, and then I cut these metal handles and I hammer those onto the end of the door, so you got these full length handles. That's right up the alley of your house too. I think that's going to look incredible. So that'll be really cool. So yeah, I think this will be a huge improvement on your garage. It'll give you the complete package, in my opinion, of a completely made over, high-tech looking garage. So I think you'll enjoy it quite a bit. The next item on the list here is drywall repair not included. I just met this guy. I actually haven't even met him. I heard good things about him, so I gave him a call, and I sent him to your house, and I'm having him quote a bunch of different things for me. For you to work with him directly will save you 15%. I have to mark up my subs 15%, because ultimately I'm responsible for what they do, and typically you always got to make money when you hire someone to do stuff like that. So that's just the way the business works. But if you've got other work in the house, I think you should just go with him direct. I'll still be, seeing how well he works, and it'll be less risk for me, less money for you, and I can decide if I want to pursue a relationship with this guy. I have a lot of confidence in him, but like I said, I don't personally know him yet, so I think that's the way to go. Also included with this email is going to be his quote that he sent me. I'll just forward it straight to you, and all the information you need to contact him will be there. And yeah, so take a look over this, check out the price on the printable version of this, and let me know what you think. And if you like everything, then we'll go ahead and get you on the calendar and get it done. I'd like to get it done in June if you're up for that. I got a garage install, a large project at the end of June, so I got room for you before that one if you're game for that. So I'll talk to you soon, Ed. Thank you.